What if I told you that your biggest fear isn't failure, it's success? That you're not afraid of being inadequate, but terrified of being magnificent? Right now, you're probably thinking that's ridiculous. You want success. You crave recognition. You dream of achieving your potential. But Freud discovered something disturbing about human psychology. We're more afraid of our light than our darkness, more terrified of our power than our weakness. Deep in your unconscious mind lives a primal terror of what you might become if you stopped holding yourself back. You sabotage yourself not because you don't believe you can succeed, but because some part of you knows you can. And that possibility is absolutely terrifying. Think about it. When was the last time you were on the verge of a breakthrough and suddenly found reasons to pull back? When you were offered an opportunity that could change everything and you found excuses not to take it? When you felt yourself expanding beyond your comfort zone and unconsciously contracted back to safety? That's not lack of confidence. That's fear of your own magnificence. Your potential isn't a promise, it's a threat. Because if you're truly capable of greatness, that means you're responsible for creating it. And that responsibility feels heavier than failure ever could. Tell me in the comments, what opportunity did you turn down because it felt too big for you? I can see from your responses that many of you have walked away from opportunities that could have transformed your lives. And you probably told yourself it was about timing, readiness, or practical concerns. But Freud discovered the real reason we flee from our potential. We're terrified of outgrowing our current identity. You've spent years building a sense of self around limitation, struggle, and doing your best with what you have. Your potential threatens to destroy that comfortable identity and force you to become someone you don't know yet. This is what Freud called the fear of dissolution, the terror that success will erase who you think you are. You'd rather stay small and known than become large and unknown. You prefer familiar limitation to unfamiliar expansion. But here's what's really happening. You're not afraid of becoming someone else. You're afraid of becoming who you really are. Your current identity isn't your true self. It's a defensive construction built around your fears, wounds, and limiting beliefs. Your potential isn't asking you to become someone foreign. It's calling you to remember who you were before. The world taught you to be small. Every time you shrink from an opportunity, you're choosing the false comfort of limitation over the authentic power of your true nature. You're picking the prison of the familiar over the freedom of the unknown. What part of your current identity would you have to let go of to step into your full potential? Your honest answers reveal how attached you are to identities that no longer serve you. But Freud discovered something even more disturbing about our fear of potential. We're terrified of the responsibility that comes with power. When you're small, you can blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your problems. But when you step into your potential, you become responsible for your results, your choices, and your impact on the world. That level of responsibility feels crushing because it means you can no longer play victim to your life. You have to become the author of your story instead of a character in someone else's narrative. This is why people often sabotage themselves right before major breakthroughs. It's why they get sick before big presentations, create drama before important decisions, or find reasons to quit right before success arrives. Your unconscious mind would rather keep you powerless and blameless than powerful and accountable. But here's what Freud understood. The responsibility you're avoiding is actually the freedom you're seeking. When you accept responsibility for your potential, you also accept power over your destiny. When you stop blaming external circumstances, you start controlling internal responses. When you embrace the weight of your capabilities, you also embrace the joy of your achievements. The responsibility isn't a burden, it's a liberation from the victim story that's been keeping you trapped. Are you ready to trade the comfort of powerlessness for the challenge of personal authority? I can see from your responses that the idea of total responsibility is both exciting and terrifying. But Freud discovered another layer to our fear of potential. We're afraid of how our success might affect others. You worry that if you step into your greatness, you'll make other people feel small. You fear that your expansion will highlight other people's limitations. You're concerned that your success will create distance between you and the people you love. This isn't just consideration. For others, it's a form of self-sabotage disguised as compassion. You're using other people's potential reactions as an excuse to stay small. But here's what Freud realized. Your fear of outshining others is actually arrogance in disguise. You're assuming that other people are so fragile, so insecure, so limited, that your success would devastate them. You're making decisions about your life based on imaginary reactions from people who might surprise you with their support. The people who truly love you want you to succeed, even if it means growing beyond them. And the people who would resent your success were never really supporting you anyway. Your job isn't to stay small to make others comfortable. Your job is to become everything you're capable of becoming and inspire others to do the same. When you dim your light to protect other people's darkness, you rob the world of what you have to offer. How has fear of other people's reactions kept you from pursuing your potential? Your responses show how much you've limited yourself to manage other people's emotions. But Freud discovered something crucial about breaking free from this pattern. You have to understand that your potential isn't personal. It's transpersonal. The gifts you're hiding, the talents you're suppressing, the impact you're avoiding, these aren't just about you. They're about what you can contribute to the world. Every time you shrink from your potential, you're depriving the world of something it needs. Every time you choose safety over expansion, you're withholding value that could transform other people's lives. Your potential isn't a luxury, it's a responsibility, not to yourself, but to everyone who could benefit from what you have to offer. Think about the people who changed your life, the authors who wrote the books that transformed you, the teachers who believed in your potential, the leaders who inspired you to grow. What if they had been afraid of their own greatness? What if they had chosen safety over service? What if they had let fear of judgment keep them from sharing their gifts? You'd still be stuck where they found you. Right now, there are people waiting for what you have to offer, but you're too afraid of your own power to deliver it. Your potential isn't about you, it's about them. What gift are you withholding from the world because you're afraid of how powerful it might make you? I can see from your comments that you're starting to understand your potential as service rather than selfishness. But Freud warned about something that stops most people right here: the terror of visibility. When you step into your potential, you become visible in ways that feel dangerous. People notice you, judge you, have opinions about you. You can no longer hide in the comfortable anonymity of mediocrity. This visibility feels like vulnerability because it exposes you to criticism, rejection, and attack. Your primitive brain interprets visibility as a survival threat. In ancient times, standing out could mean being cast out from the tribe, which meant death. So your unconscious mind creates elaborate schemes to keep you invisible. Procrastination that prevents completion, perfectionism that delays action, self-doubt that stops you from trying. But here's what Freud understood. Visibility isn't the problem. Invisibility is. When you hide your potential, you're already dead. You're a ghost living in the shadow of who you could become. The criticism you're avoiding by staying small is nothing compared to the self-criticism you'll face if you waste your gifts. The judgment you fear from others is insignificant next to the judgment you'll give yourself if you die with your music still inside you. Yes, visibility comes with risks, but invisibility comes with regrets. And regret is a far more painful companion than criticism. What are you more afraid of? Being judged for your greatness, or dying with your potential unexpressed? Your answers reveal the deep conflict between safety and significance. But Freud discovered the final piece of our fear of potential. We're terrified of what we might discover about ourselves if we truly tried. What if you gave everything you had to your dreams and still didn't achieve them? What if you stepped fully into your potential and found out it wasn't enough? What if you discovered that you're not as special, talented, or capable as you hoped? This fear of ultimate inadequacy keeps you from ever testing your true limits. You'd rather live with the hope of unused potential than the knowledge of actual limitations. But here's what Freud realized. This fear is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of what potential actually is. Potential isn't a fixed quantity that you either have or don't have. It's not a predetermined ceiling that you'll eventually hit. Potential is infinite and expandable. It grows as you use it, deepens as you develop it, multiplies as you share it. The only way to discover your true potential is to keep expanding beyond what you thought was possible. Every time you push past your perceived limits, you discover that there were no real limits, only imaginary boundaries created by fear. Your potential isn't something you might exhaust. It's something that will always exceed your current understanding of it. The question isn't whether you're capable of achieving your dreams. The question is whether you're willing to keep expanding your dreams as your capabilities grow. What would you discover about yourself if you stopped protecting your potential and started expressing it? As we reach the conclusion of this exploration into the psychology of potential, I want you to understand something that Freud considered the key to human fulfillment. Your potential isn't a burden to carry. It's a gift to unwrap. Every fear we've discussed, fear of responsibility, fear of outgrowing others, fear of visibility, fear of inadequacy, these are all protective mechanisms designed to keep you safe. But they're keeping you safe from the very experiences that would make life worth living. Your potential is calling you toward experiences of meaning, contribution, and authentic self-expression. It's inviting you to become the person you were meant to be before fear taught you to be someone smaller. The tragedy isn't that you might fail in pursuit of your potential. It's that you might succeed at avoiding it completely. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue living in the comfortable prison of limitation, or you can step into the uncomfortable freedom of your true capabilities. You can keep protecting yourself from the responsibility of greatness, or you can embrace the joy of becoming everything you're capable of becoming. Your potential has been waiting patiently for you to stop being afraid of it. It's been there, through every excuse, every delay, every moment of self-doubt. It's still there now, ready to transform your life the moment you're ready to stop running from it. The world needs what you have to offer, but only you can choose to offer it. Your potential isn't your enemy, it's your destiny. The question that will determine the rest of your life is simple. Will you finally stop being afraid of how magnificent you could become?